Hey everybody, good morning and welcome back to the Chat GTM podcast. It's Michael Beck reporting here live from the AT&T, is it AT&T Business booth? AT&T Business?
AT&T Business, AT&T Connected Solutions, actually.
AT&T Connected Solutions. We're here live at the NRA Show, or the National Restaurant Association Show in Chicago, Illinois. Honestly, one of my favorite events of the year, but honestly also, 3 days in, I'm 65,000 steps in, Mickey. I did the math. That's about 35 miles I walked in 3 days.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I made the mistake of having a doctor's appointment set, after being at a restaurant show for a week. So I'm really not looking forward to my A1C when we find out.
It might have tuned you up a little bit. So I just did a rolling start here. I want to introduce my guest on the show today. This is Mr. Mickey Haynes. Mickey, what's your role at the business here at AT&T?
I'm the principal architect of what we call AT&T Connected Spaces.
That sounds really deep and complex. Break that down for me. What does that mean?
Sure, you bet. So within AT&T, a few years ago, we just started a new group called AT&T Connected Solutions. And so what we wanted to do is figure out how we can increase connectivity and put that out into other things that aren't currently connected. Going beyond landlines and cell phones, connecting everything else out there that might be available to be connected.
Right.
So we started out with cars, and AT&T Connected Cars became a huge driver for what we do in connected solutions. We've got about 150 million connected cars out there.
What does that translate to? What are connected cars?
A connected car. So just about any car you buy today has got a cellular connection in it, whether you're paying for it or not. It may be that the auto manufacturer is wanting to get data out of that car so they can get it so they can service the car better.
Or like my OnStar system and those kind of things?
The OnStar can be powered by AT&T, but even without the OnStar, just the cars are communicating to the cloud, sending data about vehicle telemetry and all that to the cloud. And then optionally, of course, a lot of manufacturers will let you, go ahead and get your car connected, and you can use that as internet access. So that's a big part of AT&T Connected Cars.
Wow.
So once we really mastered cars, we figured out we really need to go and see what other things we can do. So AT&T started bringing in industry experts like myself. I've been in the retail industry for about 30 years. Was formerly chief architect for mobile at Home Depot, and we've just done a lot in the industry. So we wanted to figure out how can we take the connectivity that we have and make that work for retail stores, quick serve restaurants, C-store, that kind of thing. And so what we did is inside of Connected Solutions, we created a thing called Connected Spaces. And so that's really what we are here today. A space could be anything. It can be a restaurant. It can be a retail store. It could be a hospital.
Right.
And so we needed to create a connectivity platform that was going to make it possible to go connect all these different things that you might have in these spaces and really make them work together. It's not just about connecting things. You really want to make these things work together. They need to be integrated so that when you buy different things from different manufacturers or different sensors, you need all this stuff to work together. Otherwise, you're going to end up with 20 different systems that none of them work together, and that's a big problem. So we're really trying to sort of integrate all these things together, make them work together by getting them connected with a single platform.
Well, it sounds, Mickey, the whole world knows AT&T, right? And AT&T is one of the largest infrastructure providers in the country. It sounds like you're ideally suited to be able to provide this level of service to a community and industry that really needs it.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't know, it was last year or year before you and I met, you were in a much smaller booth because I think you're testing the waters at the time.
That's right.
So tell me a little bit from between now and then, how this idea and how your team has brought this more to life and how this idea has matured inside AT&T. And it sounds like you guys are really ready for market at this point.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we spent about 5 years really doing a lot of work with our customers. At first, just a select group of customers and that were either restaurants or C-stores or grocery stores. And we really needed to test some different things out. We needed to test different kinds of sensors, different ways of connecting things, and really learn more about the industry and what were going to be the key things that needed to be delivered. But we also have a real competitive advantage. It's not just about technology, because if you're a restaurant or you're a retailer and you're trying to put IoT or Edge or AI platforms in your store, it's a really big project.
Right.
Not only to get it in the store, but then to support it and maintain it at scale. So we have within AT&T, we have a consulting group where we can actually, we call it 3 legs of the stool.
Sure.
We have a consulting group that can actually help develop the solutions that you want to put in your store.
Kind of your tip of the spear, getting going.
Exactly. Consulting, build things, and then we have a field services team So when it's time to go out there and do all the installation, or if something breaks in the field, we've got trucks and ladders all over the country that can get out there and install and fix stuff.
Right.
And then we have a great, the third leg of the stool is really our customer care, our support center. So we basically, we're proactively monitoring everything, making sure it's always connected, and if anything goes wrong, our support team is proactively trying to manage it and fix it. So it really becomes a completely managed solution from AT&T. It makes it super easy for a retailer or a restaurant to put this in, and we just manage it for them. And it just becomes easier for enterprise customers to get going and to manage a solution at scale.
Well, one of the things that occurs to me as you're talking about this is, AI, and everybody's talking about it, but it's a gold rush.
That's right.
And it's undiscovered country. People haven't done this before. And back in the day, we had to worry about IT governance. Right. Now we have to worry about AI governance.
That's right.
and security around that. I imagine you guys bring some things to bear when it comes to that.
Sure. Well, first of all, anything we take to market, we've already had to have AT&T's own internal CISO and AI. Everybody has to approve it internally before we can even take it to a customer.
Right.
So we've already had to go to long lengths before we're able to even sell anything. So, AI stuff like facial recognition and stuff, we're not allowed to do stuff like that. Our first thing we want to make sure we protect is any PII data, anything that's personally identifying a customer, we're not allowed to go there. So we avoid anything that's going to track an individual, whether it's their cell phone or their face or anything like that. So we avoid any personalized data. So we just stay out of that altogether. And then when it comes to AI, what we're looking to do is to start small. In my own background in technology for 30 plus years, start with something little and then grow your way into it. So I've been in mobility for a long, long time, and it took us a while to get mobility in there as a platform to places like Home Depot. And usually you just had to start with something small and safe, learn about it, and then gradually grow into it. And I think AI is the same thing. There are things that we can do that nobody's going to be upset about, right? We can use video intelligence, and we can do things like violence detection or other kinds of loss prevention. So like we can use the existing security cameras that might be in a store, and we can look for things that everybody wants, right? We want to know if there's been a flash mob, or if there's been, somebody brings a weapon into a store, or if there's a fight, right? So those are the kinds of things that you can start with AI, where you're not trying to capture the individuals or their data, but you just want to recognize that something's happened and then send an alert to somebody to let them know that they need to do something about it. So, there's friendly AI that I think everybody supports, and we're not trying to, put people out of jobs. In fact, I think the objective of friendly AI is to help people do their jobs better.
It's be caddy.
Absolutely. Yeah. Automate the things that are stopping your employees. In retail, it's all about customer service. And a lot of times our employees are in the back office, they're taking temperatures of refrigerators, or they're counting stock, or they're doing something that's not really adding direct value to the customer. And if we can use AI and sensors and technology to eliminate some of those clipboard tasks, then our associates can spend more time with the customer, and of course everybody wants
experience.
That. That's right.
So we just went through a laundry list of things, and so let me kind of peel that back a minute, because there's a lot of endpoint solutions in this building.
That's right.
There's computer vision in this building for loss prevention. There's computer vision in this building for time and motion and speed of service going through the drive-through, dwell time inside the restaurants. Are you suggesting that AT&T actually provides that service, or you're working with partners that do that and you support them as an infrastructure?
You're exactly right. Our objective is to create an ecosystem of partners who can all work together. So some of our customers tell us, hey, we really like this solution over here, this vendor, they're sort of best of breed at doing whatever. We like this one over here, we like that one over there. But what ends up happening is, and we just had a customer come over this morning and tell us, my managers can't handle all the different dashboards and portals and things they have to go to now. They've got 20 different systems they have to check. They're getting alerts from 20 different systems. And that just doesn't really work well for the managers. And then also, because these systems don't connect to each other, right, it would be great if my point of sale system could tell my robot fryer how many sales to predict and how many fries it needs to drop, right?
Are we talking miso robotics over there?
There you go, absolutely. So you've got to have communication between those two. But a lot of times your point of sale is on a secure network and the robot isn't. So you got to be able to bridge those connections. But so what we try to do is to create the connectivity platform so that all these different solutions can be brought in and work together. And so what we're trying to do is develop ecosystem partners, bring in folks that have best of breed solutions, because this is also great. If you're an OEM or a solution provider and you want to bring something to a retail store, you're always trying to figure out how you're going to get it connected, and you think, well, I'm just going to put it on Wi-Fi, but that might take 2 or 3 years to get it through the approval process to get on Wi-Fi. So it's just not, you got to have other strategies than just say, let's put everything on Wi-Fi. So what we try to do is to enable it, the connectivity platform, to make it easier for partners to get on our platform, and that'll make it easier for them to sell their solutions into the market.
Okay, so what I'm hearing you say is this is a platform play. This is a infrastructure platform. We look at it like a circuit board. I plug in my computer vision. I plug in my loss prevention. I plug in my speed of service. I plug in my IoT devices, all in the backbone that AT&T provides. Is that the right understanding?
And everything that's creating data or creating alerts can all flow in to our connectivity box, right?
Okay.
And from that, we can look at all that data and create a consistent way of alerting people.
Almost like a knock.
Yeah, exactly.
Things are on or off, working or not working.
You got it. And we can have it alerting people in the store in real time. We have what we call a frontline worker view, or a dashboard that the associates are seeing in the store. So all those different systems can just pop up on the screen and let me know, hey, it's time to drop the fries, or somebody left the refrigerator door open. So all that stuff can show up on a dashboard there in the store. But then when it's time to escalate, like let's say we had a customer that lost power overnight, walked in the morning, had $20,000 of food they had to throw out.
Yeah.
So if we had alerted them overnight, if they had our system in, we would have detected the power was out at that fridge. We would have notified them over SMS 2 o'clock in the morning.
Get somebody to protect that food. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, that's got to be devastating.
Yeah, for them, it wiped out half their year's profit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a huge loss when you have that happen. So these are easy things to fix. We just got to get in there, get a platform in there, and then it's easy to add sensors or equipment or devices or AI, and then just have a constant way of alerting. So whether we're going to alert an associate in the store, or whether we're going to escalate and alert somebody outside the store and let them know that we've had an issue. So we want to be that sort of connectivity platform that can bring all these things together.
Okay. So Mickey, who do you have in mind for this? Like when we build, and you're an architect, so you have somebody in mind for this. Is it C-stores? Is it restaurants? Is it SMB? Is it enterprise? Kind of take me through the gamut of what the ideal client is for this, who would benefit the most from it, and let's talk a little about scale and who should be playing with you.
You bet. So we have an enterprise platform that really does target the largest companies, whether it's quick serve restaurants, C-store, retail. Right? You bet.
Yep.
So that's the more complex solution. It requires a lot of consulting. We do deep integration with your systems and your teams. It's a pretty big project. So we are working with some of the industry's largest companies to do this. We also have a lighter weight solution within AT&T Connected Spaces that's more for, I want to get some sensors in the door, I want to start getting some data immediately. Self-install portal, you can just go buy it right now off of our website. And get going there with Connected Spaces Lite. So we tried to broaden the solution. So we've got one set of solutions that's really targeting the enterprise accounts, and another solution now that targets the SMB market, self-install market. I want to do it myself instead of do it for me kind of thing.
So you can service pretty much anybody in this sense.
Absolutely, and not just retail. We are taking Connected Spaces into other markets. We do a lot now in hospitality, hotels, healthcare. So this is a pretty ubiquitous connectivity platform that we're starting to drop into spaces everywhere.
Love it. So when I think of AT&T, I think of my phone carrier, I think of my cell phone, right?
Sure.
Bust some myths for me, what AT&T is and isn't right now. What do you think is a common held myth about AT&T? Sure. Bust that myth for me right now.
Well, we're a connectivity company. That's what we do. And of course, it was telephones and landlines, and then it was cell phones.
Yeah.
And now everybody talks about IoT, and it's taken a long time really for folks to figure out how to take IoT and how to deliver business benefit from it. And what we've learned is that you're not going to get there if you have 10 different IoT solutions in your stores. You're going to have to...
Siloed information, tough to deal with.
Exactly. You're going to have to consolidate and get these things to work together. And you can't really just go after one thing. You can't just go and say, well, I just want to do a door counter, and I'm going to do it with IoT. So what we try to do is we try to focus first on customer experience. So what are the kinds of things I can do that are going to make a better customer experience? Either make sure that I'm running out of product less often, make sure that my revenue producing equipment is always running.
My temperature, my sauces are being held at the right temperature,
absolutely,
right?
Absolutely. We don't want to do anything that's going to lose a customer. or cause my refrigerator to go offline
Or
overnight.
harm a customer with bad food temps.
Harm a customer with bad food, right? So those are all super important things, and so there's a high payback. There's a high ROI when we look at those things. But the other thing we can do, and we've learned in the restaurant business in particular, is we'd like to focus on energy, because we've got a strong partnership now, some strong partnerships in the industry to go in and do things with your HVAC, lighting, sub-metering, and so we can look at electricity, water, and gas. We're pretty confident we can save you about 20% on your energy bill, which ultimately pays for the cost of everything else that we're doing.
Right,
so
right.
those are the two really hot ones, but we've also got supply chain stuff, and we've got connected displays. We do a lot of digital menu boards, and we're starting to now add
Your
AI
own
into
menu
those.
boards or menu boards you're powering?
Well, what we do is we take the displays that are provided by manufacturers,
Right.
and we make them smarter. So we have a content management solution that can push out all that content, and now we've got AI partners that are making it possible to do agentic AI at scale, so we can do all those things together.
There's a lot to drill into. I think we have a bunch of conversations coming up, because it seems like there's little modules that we should really focus on.
That's true.
And so when we're at the show here, what's the thing you're telling folks when they come into the booth?
Yeah. So I had a customer come in and she said, I really have a problem because I'm putting in all this technology and my managers can't handle it all. So my message to her was, let's simplify all of that. Let's do the technology, but let's bring it together and just simplify it so that there's only one single pane of glass.
Yeah.
Or one, we can do it on a watch, we can do it on a tablet, we can do it on whatever you want, however you want to communicate to your associates. And she actually said, really, just tell me what to do and when to do it. I don't
Prescriptive.
Exactly, be prescriptive.
Yeah.
Prioritize everything for me. If it's not time to go empty the trash cans because I need to do something more important, let me know that.
Yeah.
Tell me what I need to do. Give me the highest priority things. And if you can do that, it simplifies everything for me. The other thing I like to tell my customers is, the worst thing you can do is nothing. Don't do nothing.
Yeah.
Get started, do something. That's the only way you're going to figure this out. Just drop something in and get busy and get started. You don't have to roll it out in 5,000 stores.
Right.
But put it somewhere. Start learning today, because you're going to have to start eventually. So you might as well start now.
Right.
Do something, get it in the door, and grow from there.
That makes a lot of sense, Mickey. I mean, if you're not testing AI, you're not testing solutions, you're using your competitive edge, because your competitors darn sure are. And they're probably hitting it hard, and you need to make sure you're on par with what they're doing in that sense, so you at least stay at that same level, right?
They certainly are, and I can tell you, if you're not already doing an IoT edge AI compute platform, your competition absolutely is. So just get started, do something, don't wait, don't hesitate, just go. Don't worry about where it's going to lead. Just get started, and you figure it out as you go. There's only so many places it can go. You don't need to take a big risk.
Yeah.
Just do something, because your competition absolutely is.
So let's take a minute and talk about your team. All right, when I think about architects and people that are builders focus on solving the problem.
Yep.
And they're probably thinking about the end user and how they take care of those needs and solve it, because this is very personal. Every
Yep.
single operator out there.
That's right.
And I imagine your team takes it very personally to be able to deliver that to people. Tell me about your team and how you work
Absolutely.
together.
Well, we have a lot of retail experience on the team, and I think that's really important, because a lot of times technology companies build something and then they try to take it to an industry like retail, and they find out pretty quickly that retail is different. There's no two retailers have the same technology. No two have the same operational processes. Right. You have to be adaptive. And so it's great to have a little bit of street credibility, that we've had a great team that knows a lot about retail, and we've been able to work together and learn more. We're going to keep learning. We're always out there working with our customers and talking to them and understanding what their priorities are. And we try to take a real industry focus instead of a technology that we're just trying to sell them. And so that's really where our team, I think, shines. We've got a lot of folks that have great industry relationships, and we're working with our key customers to really understand their needs and be able to deliver on those needs very quickly. These aren't 5-year programs. We can be up and running typically in 30 days. If we go after something and say, let's go do this together, we're coming in. We're aggressive, we're hungry, and we'll be in there working with you in 30 days and getting things running.
I love that, Mickey. Well, I know you got to go. You got a busy trade show coming up here, but my last question, is there a website people look up? I know it's not AT&T.com for this. What's your website?
Gotcha.
Connectedspaces.att.com.
Okay. And that is really for our self-install solution. So you'll go there, you'll see a great solution about sensors and a gateway in a way that SMB and self-installer folks can go buy that today, get that installed in a week and be up and running. We don't have a big website yet for Connected Spaces Enterprise because we've been very careful about bringing this thing to launch. We just did a press release a couple of months ago with Microsoft where we talked about our strategic relationship there. And so we're in the process of developing the content, figuring out how we want to put that on the web. But all of our enterprise customers have pretty much heard about this already, and we're in there all the time. But in the next several weeks, we expect we'll have more content up on the web about our Connected Spaces Enterprise solution.
People want to get a hold of you and talk to you about it. You're on LinkedIn. Where do people find you?
Sure. Yeah, LinkedIn would be the best way. You can connect with me, Mickey Haynes on LinkedIn. It's MICKEY. HAYNES at AT&T.com. And that's a great way to connect, and we can go from there.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Mickey. I really appreciate
Awesome.
it. It's always exciting when big businesses like AT&T are now looking at new ways to do business and moving people forward and not saying, well, let's now react. Sounds like being proactive about it and building a platform. And this was the restaurant connectivity platform.
That's right.
That they can grow with.
Exactly. It's a restaurant connectivity platform. And, for me, it's really fun. I've done 4 startups in my career. So this is a chance to kind of do a startup within a big business. And it's a lot like that. And so it has its challenges, but, it takes a long time sometimes to get these things going. But it is
fun. You move with
really
velocity,
fun.
You get the energy, you get the creativity. Sometimes you get some budget. It's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. And we're really excited because we've got great customers and great partners, and we're just looking forward to bringing it all together.
Beautiful. Well, everybody, thank you for joining Mickey and I for this episode of Chat GTM podcast here at the AT&T booth. We look forward to hearing more from AT&T about the restaurant connectivity platform and where they're going to take our industry next. But for now, this is the Chat GTM podcast signing off. And as always, random acts of kindness, sprinkle that stuff everywhere. You never know whose day you're going to make better. Just like Mickey made my day better, spend some time with me. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Thank you, everybody.